every year is different. Every year things change. That comes down to us as human beings being able to adapt. It's like riding a bike. Every time you get on a bike, you get better at riding it. It's just the cold hard facts. That's why some BMXers are like, oh, I got on a bike when I was 5 years old. Like, everything you do, you get better at doing it with age. And that's not because we're trying any harder than we were the first time we ever used that tool or ever did that action or talent, but that as we grow older, times change and we grow with the changes. That has to do with other things. Like, I'm not just saying this because I lost my job one time. I'm saying this because when you step outside every day, when you wake up in the morning, you're another day older and you're another day smarter. And what you take with your day's knowledge, you form skills and talents. And those skills and talents grow as you get older and own those skills through the years. That's why, I mean, some people have 3 talents and they're experts in all 3. Some people have 14 talents and they're intermediate in all 14. Sometimes you pick up a new skill and sometimes you own the skill that you already have. Which is why they say people have different IQ scores, but not that someone with a lower IQ score is any dumber or smarter than someone with a higher IQ score. Of course, I lost my job and I had to get a new one where I did something different. And I was forced to learn a new skill. Whereas if I would have got a promotion at the same job, I would have been owning the same skill. So it's good to have a lot of skills. I mean, not necessarily on your resume can you put a skill and say, oh, I'm novice, intermediate, or expert. But of course, you can say some skills are like the novice version is typing and the advanced expert version is software engineering. So like that, not to say that it's going to be called the same thing once you become an expert at it. And when you become an expert at something, you can do it for money, and you could make a lot of money doing carpentry or fixing up cars or data entry or computer programming. But at some point, there's a point where you gotta say, am I doing this for a job or am I doing this to make money off of it? And once you decide that you're gonna do it to make money off of it, your skill, it's called something totally different. So if you're an engineer to help out companies in their engineering endeavors, you would be like engineer 1, engineer 2, engineer 3. But once you start using your engineering to create new things that you could eventually become a product and you sell and make money off of, then you become an inventor, and so on. Sort of like you're the cashier, you're doing it you're a novice cashier, but once you realize what a register can do, you're buying your own registers, putting up in your own buildings, and now you're a business manager with multiple cashiers underneath you. And it goes back to how your driving style changes over the years. Like, you get better at driving a car. I'm not saying if you crash your car there's not a chance that you might feel worse at driving and actually trick yourself into becoming worse at driving. But every year you get better at driving. So that crash was meant to happen because it was going to make you a better driver. And anything else that requires skill, hard work, or talent, you will always become better at it, and you will always become adaptable to how that work is done. And that's just my theory on repetitive action and hard work. So thanks for listening.